All right, Austin, thanks. Looking ahead to this afternoon when two organizations in Shreveport will host a prayer vigil in response to a mass shooting that happened this past weekend. Joining me this morning is Terrence Wynn with his organization PIPE. First of all, Terrence, thanks for joining me. Tell us what PIPE stands for the people that are joining us this morning. Your organization that you started.
Okay, it stands for Priorities, Intentions, and Practical Exchanges.
And what do you want to do with that? I know you've said before that, you want to stop the pipeline from the cradle to prison.
Yes, and I mean, that's like the biggest thing to say. That's the biggest part of it. And it's also to help those that's returning from prison, help them not to return to prison. But it's like we got to get a grip on kids. So that's where the priorities and the intentions come from. And the practical exchanges is just to change their way of thinking.
All right, so when we all heard about this mass shooting over the weekend, we're like, wow, 8 people shot, 3 of them children. What did you think about this? You thought when you were coming home from prison that you were coming home to a changed Shreveport.
Yes, it's like you just thinking like, man, why we got to go through this? Why we got to take families through this? I mean, because no one comes out a winner in that situation. The victims.
30 shots entered or hit that home that we just saw there. More than 30 hit that home.
That's where I'm from.
Cooper Road.
And I'm from right in that area. I mean, it's a sad thing because who is it? It's us against us. And we'll cry out about everybody else is against us, but then we'll show signs where we don't care about one another. So how can we expect anybody else to care about us? How can we expect anybody else to have care and concern for us when we don't have care and concern for ourselves? And that's the things that people are throwing in our face.
I love that you use your experience after spending 30 years in Angola, and you came back and said you're going to be the change. And since you've been back, you've done that. How can you reach these young people? Do you think you can?
Just got to love on them as tough as you can, and you got to listen to them because
what's going on?
They got pain that they're dealing with. It's a lot of trauma, but no one really wants to listen to them. We don't communicate in society anymore, so it's like we'll see one another, and before I speak to you, I'll text you. It's kind of crazy, and that kind of like shows people where it's not. I don't have no emotional ties to you, so I don't care about you. So I can shoot you 100 times. There's no emotional tie to you. But if I had an emotional tie, or emotional connection to you, it'll take away what we're going through and what we're seeing, these mass shootings.
So the police department, SPD, says that this is not an organized gang. What is it?
I think it's just, like they say, the adage says, hurt people hurt people. I think it's just a lot of people that's hurt. And they just want to retaliate and make you hurt because they're hurt.
So this is retaliation of one shooting that could go to the next shooting that could go to the next, and it continues.
Yes, I mean that's how I would say it because, like I say, it's just people that's hurt. They want you to hurt too. So I don't want to be the only one hurting. So.
Your prayer vigil tonight, along with the SPD chaplains, what are you guys hoping to get ahead of the next violence?
Yes, ma'am. We're definitely hoping to get ahead of the next violence. It's a big need to not let things continue, and it's a big need to show people that, man, we there for you, and we care about what's going on, and we're not going to be so much in fear that we're going to just stand back and just let people continue to get slaughtered. Those were girls and kids that got injured. So we know they ain't in the streets doing nothing bad. And so things like that could be curbed. We could stop things like that, but we got to speak to one another. We got to talk about it. We got to stop being scared.
Thank you, Terrence. And best of luck tonight at the vigil at 4:30. It's going to be at the corner of David Raines and MLK.
Yes,
again, it is tonight at 4:30. Prayer vigil for the MLK community, hoping to stop all of this violence. Please stop the killings. David Raines and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the two organizations that are partnered together is Terrence's organization PIPE, along with Shreveport Police Department police chaplains. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Back in a moment.